We are diving straight into festive season today, no messing about. I really love this time of year because I feel like we can go like extra glam because everyone has their Christmas party soon. It will be New Year's Eve eventually, so I'm kick-starting the festive inspo here on my channel. Today I want to do like a festive green glittery smoky eye because greens are colours which I don't use very often, but I think they look really nice and they are perfect for festive season. So today we're going to do a really full glam, a lot of makeup, green glittery eye. This is what it's going to look like. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think. Please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe as well, and we will just get straight into it. And I've already done my eye base. I've used the P. Louise base, which I always use, but I do it in every video, so I'm sure you know what it looks like by now. I'm going to use two different palettes today. The first one is a Jaclyn Hill palette. I know I used this last time, but I feel like this has got such a good array of different shades in, and it's got a nice green which I want to use. The next one is the Carnival palette by BPerfect, and it's got some nice greens in here. So I'm going to start with this one first. I'm going to use that green which is at the bottom. This one is called Envy. This is kind of going to be my transition shade. I am going to use another shade to kind of blend this out. Just getting rid of all the creases in the primer. So taking this on a fluffy brush, I'm kind of just going to stamp this on where I want it first. Want this to be quite winged out as well, I think. And if ever you're using like brighter colours, they can be a little bit more daunting, so just kind of go like slowly and build your way up. I kind of want this to be like quite OTT. I think if we're gonna kickstart festive season then we might as well really go for it. And then just a little bit on the outer lid as well. Just kind of get a feel of where I want it. I'm going to get right into this inner corner as well. I do want the colour here to be like quite strong, so we are going to be doing another transition shade, so don't worry at the moment if this line is like a little bit harsh. So I'm going to be putting something over that in a second. Okay, so as our transition shade sort of above there, I am going to move into the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I want to use something like quite warm, so I was thinking of using that sort of coppery shade. I think that'll look nice over the top, and then I can really deepen the green up, just so it's not sort of too green. Just applying this sort of over the top. So I've built that up so it's quite warm and quite strong, and then in the outer corners again you can sort of be as messy as you want to, and then I'm just going back in with Envy again and then just making sure them two are blending nicely together. Okay, so next, keeping with the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to use that really dark green there to start deepening this up. Again, I'm using a new blending brush and I'm just going to start deepening up this outer corner and then onto this outer lid as well. And then just keep sort of blending. I'm not sort of going in too far into this inner section because I'm actually going to bring up shimmery shade up a little bit further than I usually do. So like even above the crease. I want it to just be like quite out there today, why not? So again, deepening up this outer corner, kind of coming down like on an angle with this. I do prefer when I'm doing more of like a winged out makeup to bring your like outer corner like down as an angle. Just makes it look a little bit more winged out that way. Okay, so for this inner section I am going to be putting a pigment over the top, but I'm just going to use that one as my base. It's like just like a nice shimmery green. So I'm not going to do like a cut crease or anything. I'm just going to pat this straight on and I'm going to bring it right up in this inner corner. So like when you open your eye you can still see the shimmer. So again, as if you were doing a cut crease but in more of like a messy way really. I do like sometimes to bring my shimmer shades up quite far, especially if I'm doing something a little bit more sort of out there. So for my pigment, I'm going to use Cactus from Peaches and Cream, and it's a really nice, like, deep green. Don't hold it up too high in case it falls out. So for glitter glue, I'm using the NYX glitter glue. So pat this everywhere that you want it first. I'm going to do it all over where I've just applied that shimmery shadow really, and then come in sort of, say like 3/4 of the way across, and then just start packing this on. It's kind of like a really sort of true forest green, and usually like with a pigment I wouldn't bring it up this high, but I just really like it. I really like the effect. I think if you're going for more of like a really glam look, then you just gotta go for it, haven't you? And then I think that we can clean ourselves up a little bit. So I'm just gonna take a wipe, and as my usual thing I do is just sharpen up this outer corner and then clean up any fallout. So you can see how it all sort of starts to come together towards the end. Happy with that for now. I'm just going to apply my lashes and mascara off camera as usual because they always take me so long, and then I will be right back. So my lashes are on, and I've used the Scarlett lashes from Huda Beauty. I'm going to move on and do my foundation now and then finish my eyes after. So I'm going to use the 2-in-1 foundation and concealer from Milani, and I am using shade 6, which I know is going to be dark for me, but I'm going to even it out with my concealer, so don't leave me any comments about my foundation in the comments. I am just going to mix in to my foundation just a little bit of concealer just to lighten this up a little bit. So I'll just dot some all over. I usually, for my shade of this foundation, I usually mix 6 and 2 together, but I've completely run out of 2, which I think is natural. So let me know if you have any plans for Christmas. Do you have a works Christmas party? Are you going out for Christmas? Have you already got your Christmas night out planned, or holiday season, or whatever you call it? Let me know what you're doing. Okay, so concealer. I'm going to first use my Makeup Revolution in C6. I wanted to use C5, but I can't find it anywhere. Hell knows where that's gone. So I'm just going to do my usual places. And I always use the same side of the sponge to blend in my concealer that I have done like to apply my foundation. I just feel like it blends better that way. And I'm just going to get quite close to that line. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of this neutralizer shade from the Maybelline Eye Eraser, is it? Instant Anti-Age Eraser. Just so it's a bit yellower underneath my eyes. I do hate the sponge on that concealer though. I know some people love it, but oh gosh, it just gets so messy. Okay, cool. So contour next. We'll do cream contour before we set everything. I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in, what shade do I use? Beautiful Bronze. And I always use it like off the back of my hand because it dries so quick. And it's really hard to blend out the lines if you put it like straight on your face. So I'm just using the Real Techniques contour brush. Haven't decided what lip to do with this yet. I was gonna do a red, but the eyes have turned out like really heavy, so I think I might leave the red lip. Red and green should never be seen. I did think it would look quite cute with a red lip. Okay, so I think it's time to set this in place. I'm going to use my usual RCMA no colour powder, and I'm just going to quickly just go under my eyes first, make sure we've got no creases, and then I mainly set like quite heavy with powder everywhere which I've applied my concealer. And then if I'm doing something a little bit more heavy like this, then I'll just go with like a fluffy brush everywhere else, because I do have quite dry skin, so I don't necessarily need to set everything like really strongly. And then just with a fluffy brush, I'm just going to take like any excess I've got left over and just sort of pat it in. Try to like pat it on rather than swirl it around, just so you don't disturb anything. And then for my bronzer, I'm going to start with the Makeup Revolution one. This is in the shade 2, which is Warm. I might only have to use this one, I'm not sure. We'll see. And then I'm just going to bring it onto my cheeks a little bit as well to warm my cheeks up. And then into my hairline. Taking a bit of that powder, I'm just going to bring it just to sharpen it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit of blush because I don't really think this needs it really. I'm just going to use the Illamasqua Lover blusher and just do a little zhuzh on my cheeks. And then just wipe that powder away. Okay, so let's now quickly do the under eye. So I'm first going to line my waterline with a black pencil. And then first, using Envy out of this palette, I'm just going to run this underneath my lash line. And I am going sort of slowly with this, so I don't really want any fallout. I always feel like the darker shades, you get loads of fallout. And I want to keep the under eyes like completely green. So I'm just going to use this one and the darker one, I think, underneath. And again, I am bringing it quite low because I do like my under eye like really blended down. And then with the darkest green from the Jaclyn palette, just right close to the lash line with this one. Okay, and then for the inner corners, I have this Supreme Frost from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I really like it. It might just make the look, I feel like it's really green, so I don't know whether to do a gold inner corner or like a green, but this is kind of a mix in between. So it's called Money Honey, and it's like a really nice sort of greeny gold. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to bring it out quite far and just a little bit underneath. I actually think this looks really pretty. So now all we need to do is lips and highlights. So I'm going to do lips first. I've chosen to go for a nude lip, so I'm using Spice lip liner first. I think that maybe a red lip would have been a bit too much. Okay, and then just over the centre, I'm going to use Cape Town from NYX. And this is just like a true nude. Okay, and then for my highlights, I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood. I don't think that they make this anymore, but I just love it. It's just really nice. Hey guys, so that completes this festive green glittery smoky eye. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments below, and please give it a big thumbs up as well and subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!